Good morning, everybody. Master Mom Amanda Olson here, and it is a perfect morning to work out in the garden. We had just a nice rain last night, so the ground is really soft, and that makes it easy to plant and makes it easy to kind of move stuff around, and if there's any weeds, it makes it easy to pull those up. So I'm just gonna go over a little bit what I'm doing this morning. So I've got this here, and this is just my little plot, but boy does it produce a lot of food. And you can see the wet newspaper in there. I had laid down the newspaper last night as kind of a weed barrier, and then also it decomposes and provides nutrients to the soil. But with the rain and all, it kind of moved around a little bit, so I'm going to fix that. Also, I got some cardboard boxes, and you can see over here, just kind of laid down a couple of those too, but I'll finish this all up this morning. Those are my onions, and I've got some peppers going. I've got quite a bit of stuff to plant. I'm a little late this year, but that's okay. I'm still having fun. All right, and it'll still be good. So I'm going to work this area a little bit this morning. Then if you notice, the garlic that was over there is gone. Let me take you over here to the greenhouse and show you that a little bit. So this is where I've got some seedlings and things, but so the garlic I harvested, and this has been drying for about 3 weeks, and this is just one little bunch of it, and I went ahead and harvested the rest of it, and it's just this beautiful nice big garlic bulbs here. So I'm very excited about how well that turned out. It was my first time growing garlic, so it did really well, and it's in here in the greenhouse drying. And like I said, I've got my seedlings here. I'm going to be putting those out today as well. So let's just take a little tour also. Let's see. I always have the hardest time switching this around. Part of it is because I can't see up close. There we go. Okay. All right. So over here we just have a few things. Potatoes coming up. The tomato plants I planted a couple weeks ago. I'll come in and prune those a little bit here, in rose bushes. And of course everybody wants to see Pearl. Where'd she go? She's everywhere all the time. Pearl, what you doing? Where are you? I hear her. She likes to get inside those bushes. But here we've got some zucchini, and so I need to kind of come in here and work these a little bit too. A couple of weeds to pull. We've got squash and cucumber. My Asian lilies are fixing to bloom. It's going to be beautiful. A little raspberry bush there, just kind of getting that started. It's growing right here, just because it's a great area to get it started. I'll have to move it probably the end of the season this year to a place where it has more room to really spread. And then over here we have, this is the new compost pile. This one over here is the one I'm going to be working on spreading today. And then hostas as well. Pearl, where'd you go? Okay, well, we'll have to catch up with her later. Oh, there she is. What are you doing? Are you hunting rabbits? That's where the rabbits live. They live in these great big cypress trees here, which is really fun. They hop around all the time. And surprisingly, they don't mess with the garden at all. I think there's plenty of stuff out here for them to eat that they don't have to mess with that. I even see them in the garden all the time, but they don't seem to bother anything. So maybe I don't plant things that they like. So just a little bit of how I'm getting started this morning and enjoying this gorgeous day. I've got a little break today after a very big Tuesday. So I'm just going to enjoy playing, and I'll keep you updated. Okay, so I got the little garden area covered. So all that stuff will decompose and feed the soil. And now we'll go take a look at the compost here. I turned it, meaning I took my pitchfork and mixed it all up, so I had a top layer in this bin, and I put that top layer over this one. So this one over here will just kind of sit, and I'll use it next year. But this one, you can kind of see you've got just some really great, nice, moist and rich soil. And this was all just from, this was kitchen scraps and garden scraps and yard waste, grass clippings, things like that. And this was the pile I started last year. And I know it looks like a small pile. Hey Pearl, how you doing, girl? She is enjoying helping me garden today. But that goes really, really deep, and that'll be more than enough to cover that little garden space I have over there, and then probably plenty left for more. So I see Precious has come out to join us today. Good morning. Being that she's a little precious, she sleeps in a little bit. How are you this morning? Are you guys playing? They like doing jiu-jitsu. They roll all over the place. So here is, it's starting to get hot. Okay, so that was one wheelbarrow load. I hadn't really spread it out too much, but you can see how great that looks, and there's already little things moving around in there, which is exactly what you want. Not everybody likes that, but it is good for your soil. All right, so I'm just loading up another wheelbarrow. Dogs are playing, and just a great morning. So Pearl's been helping me redistribute the compost, or dirt, whatever you want to call it, over the garden. So I've got it covered. You know, it doesn't have to be perfect. It's all going to work its way down into the soil, which the roots of the plants will enjoy. And what I'm going to do next is I have some more plants to plant. I need to stake up these peppers, and then I got to go get some straw. I just put a layer of straw over. I've tried different things, you know, but I think this combination of putting down a layer to prevent the weeds from coming up, and then I put my compost over top of that. It's already really, really good soil. And then I'll put the straw over, and that'll help kind of keep the moisture in, so I don't have to worry about watering so much. And this little area will be good. And kind of the way I really like to work in the garden is small patches. So I have, you know, lots of little small places to work, and so I can take like a day like today. It's not so overwhelming that, you know, I've got about 2 or 3 hours that I can play. I just take one small patch, like this garden area over here that I was working in today, and I'm going to work that and finish it up, and it's going to be done and ready to go for the season. And then the next time I have some morning or afternoon or evening to work in it, I'll pick another little area that needs some TLC. So it's not something that, you know, has to be done all of it all at one time. You know, it's something that you can work on little by little by little, and end up with a very what I think is a very beautiful place to spend my afternoons, you know, and weekends with the family. So that's just the way I do it. You might have this, you know, full acre of garden, and it does take you all day, and if that's what you like to do, great. But for those of you who like, I don't have time to garden, you know, you could have just what I have right there. And that's what I started with, was just that little, I guess it's a 10 by 10 or something like that spot. And I closed it in because I did have some big dogs, and now it doesn't really need to be closed in because I don't have the big dogs anymore. But it's pretty, you know, and it kind of defines the space. So you can just start with a little patch like that and just work that, and that doesn't take long at all, and it's a lot of fun, and you can learn. So kind of, you know, it does have some life lessons there about, you know, getting overwhelmed with all that needs to get done, or the goals that you have from this how am I ever going to get there? Well, it's just one little patch at a time, and just be patient. And I try to remind myself of that too, because there's a lot going on in my life, as I'm sure there's a lot going on in yours. And I think that's what I love about the garden. It just kind of, it's relaxing, it's beautiful. You can create whatever it is you want to create. And then, those lessons are good to say, okay, when in my family or in my life or at work, I want to create this. This is something that I would enjoy. You just start one step at a time and work one little angle of it at a time. And really, before you know it, you've got something beautiful and amazing to work with and live with, and something that you can enjoy and be proud of. So just some little musings from the garden today, and I will post some pictures along with this video of the finished product. Okay.